Welcome to TJ's podcast.
Whoa. Yowza. Man, that's my buddy Riggins right there.
Good morning.
What's up, Riggins?
Morning.
I got to be honest with y'all, which I always am. There are some days in this crazy biz we call broadcasting that are bad. You know, just like any other job, we have rough days at work. And then there are other days when the job gets tiring and long, but it's so enjoyable. You know, yesterday was one of those days for me because when I left from doing all of the podcasts and the radio show and everything, I had work to do at home. I even had calls to make, Riggins. Calls.
Phone calls.
Yes. Business calls. First business call was with our manager, Adam. He was on the road to his 35th college reunion at Cornell. So you know that has to be exciting.
Yeah.
A bunch of nerds all weekend.
Yeah, it seems like he goes to one every 6 months.
I know, doesn't it?
A lot of reunions.
Well, I don't know. Does he go to his high school reunion, his undergrad reunion, his master's reunion? I don't know.
Ice hockey team reunion. I just feel like
he's a reunion person. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to my reunion.
And he's very successful. That Adam is and has been, you know, for a long. I mean, you get a master's degree in business from Cornell. You know, you that's a pretty good thing to have on your resume. So he's been successful for a long time. But I had to talk to him in the car. He was in the car yesterday because he lives in Connecticut. And I don't know where Cornell is. It's upstate New York, right?
I don't know.
I think it is. But anyway, anytime he's going to be driving for more than an hour, he's like a woman. He wants to talk.
Yeah.
He gets bored. He likes talking. So that's when we did our business call yesterday. He said, I'm on the road for 4 hours. So, and then I thought, is he going to want to talk for 4 hours? But he didn't.
Okay.
Alas, he didn't. So I did the thing with him, and I'm anxious to hear how his reunion activities went.
Yeah.
You know, Monday, I'll want to know about all that.
I'm sure beer chugging and women pulling their tops down, and it's a wild affair.
Strippers, prostitutes, the whole, you know, what you would expect Cornell men to do.
Absolutely.
So then I had a business conversation with one of our big sponsors named Richard Toccato.
Sure. Love him.
Mm-hmm. He was in his car as well when I called him.
Okay.
But I think he has a driver.
I would imagine.
Obviously. Then I had to call and talk to a woman with some sort of financial institution or something, to just give my verbal permission for her to do something that my wife had requested she do with our money, since I don't keep up with any of that.
Sure.
But it's in my name. If they go to change investments from one thing to the next, I have to give them an agreement. You know, yes, I agree to that. But I had to actually make the call, ask for the woman, explain myself, all of that. So that took a lot out of me.
Sure. When Jody wants to invest all your money in Dunkaroos,
Exactly.
they go, well, we need to verify with your husband.
The comeback of lawn darts or whatever.
Sure. They want to verify that that's all on the up and up. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
But the good part that I had to do yesterday was, I didn't have to. I just did. I made a video of how I make what I call my Mexican cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Because I took the burger patty from Omaha Steaks and I cooked that all up, and then showed how I turned it into a Mexican burger. And you only get one take on those things. because once you bite into it, you assemble it and you bite into it and all that. There's no going back after that. You've already you either got to go to the next. If you got to redo it, then you got to waste another burger and throw that one out, whatever. But it was so good.
Yeah, it looked good.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
Oh.
Looked really good.
And I usually don't like sloppy, messy things, but that's so delicious. Just that queso running off of it and stuff.
And those burgers naturally are so juicy.
Yeah.
That, I mean, they're unreal.
Got it to be about a medium on the griddle. Season it with their seasoned salt. And if you want to get Omaha steaks for your dad, it would be the perfect gift for Father's Day. You get one of the hand-selected gift packages and use the promo code ACETJ at checkout, then you can get it for $89. It's incredible because, I mean, just that burger yesterday, it was head and shoulders above just regular meat you get at the grocery store. If you just went to the grocery store and bought ground beef or ground chicken, whatever you use for burgers, it's not going to be as good. Not even close. I almost hated putting all the accoutrements on it.
Yeah, it's so
because
good.
you could just eat it with the bun and it would be so juicy and everything. You wouldn't even need condiments. But we were talking about steaks too. It's not just hamburger. I mean, that's what I'm focused on now because that was so delicious yesterday. Nothing like eating dinner at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My wife came home and was talking about dinner. I said, hey, I ate a big Omaha steak burger at 4 o'clock making a video. So you're on your own for dinner tonight.
Kitchen is closed.
But yeah, top of the line steaks and side dishes and hot dogs that are better than any hot dogs I've ever had, and the desserts and all, just absolutely delicious and delivered right to the door. Perfect Father's Day gift. Again, it's omahasteaks.com, starting at $89 for the hand selected gift packages when you use the promo code ACETJ at checkout. And then you can watch the video that I made, and then if you want to recreate that Mexican burger I did, then you can do that as well.
What a treat.
Oh, what a treat. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Did you see that avocado cilantro sauce that I put on it? Oh, that's something I found in the store the other day that I thought, I'm going to try this because I love those two things.
Sure.
Avocado and cilantro. And it's got a little bit of spice to it, but oh my God, I've been putting that on all kinds of things.
Yeah, you're a sauce guy.
Yeah, yeah. And I had the fresh queso and salsa left over from taco night the other night.
Sure.
Oh, I go the extra mile. That's what I do. You know that. So, are you going to your parents' house for Father's Day, Riggins, or the day before Father's Day is when you usually go, right?
I'll probably go on Saturday.
Yeah, which it's next weekend. So if you're going to order the Omaha Steaks thing, you need to do it fast. Get it.
Do it now. Yeah, and they've got a freezer full of Omaha steak stuff, so I might just get them more. What's wrong with that?
Do they have an extra, like a deep freeze kind of thing?
Yeah, they've got well, it's not a deep freeze, but they've got a refrigerator and a freezer outside.
Yeah.
So that freezer is just packed with stuff. All those white boxes from Omaha Steaks. Man,
when we lived in our big house, I had a side-by-side freezer in the basement. And it looked like it was 7 feet tall. I mean, it was just huge. And had it packed full of stuff, and loved that. And then we got back from vacation one year, and you remember something had fallen in there and knocked the door ajar. And I mean, it smelled like dead rats.
Yeah.
From
the moment you open the door, like it just hits you.
Yeah.
Like a wave.
And then I went downstairs and I heard this little beep, because there's an alarm on it saying you left the door open. Probably been going off a week.
Oh, sure.
Oh, it was nasty.
Yeah, that is bad. Filled with meat and stuff.
Now, when I was a kid, we had a deep freeze, and it was big. And I could barely reach anything in it. Like I said, because I was little. I'd have to climb up on the side of it and pretty much put my whole upper body down into the thing.
Yeah.
So that's really safe.
Yeah.
You got a little kid who's just off balance trying to get, down into the deep freeze.
When I went into my parents' outdoor freezer, I'm looking, and it's packed with meat. And then I pull out like this huge slab of ribs. Now, my parents are in their 60s. They're retired. They live there by themselves. I go, now, what are you going to do with, like, are you making all these ribs? I mean, they just, you would not believe they go to Costco still. They're just loaded up with food.
Yeah, if I had a big freezer like that, I'd be, but in all seriousness, I have a freezer in the house for the regular refrigerator, and then we have a refrigerator in the garage that has the freezer thing. All of it filled with Omaha steak stuff.
Yeah, it's so good.
Except the one outside was pissing me off yesterday. I went out to get something out of there, and I opened it, and this giant net bag full of those pop ice things.
Oh, yeah.
Fell out onto me.
Oh.
And I mean, luckily, I'm an athlete. I had quick reflexes. I caught it. But it scared the crap out of me. And I'm like, first of all, who just shoved it in here where it would fall, when you open the door? And second of all, who's eating these nasty, cheap popsicles? I don't eat them. I didn't even like those when I was a kid.
Really?
That you push it up and it's in the little tube and all that. I hated that.
We called them Chili Willies, but I would destroy a Chili Willy or a ice pop, whatever you call them, today in a second. It probably doesn't hold up like it did when I was a kid. But, we used to eat a lot of those.
My son loves them.
They're so good.
Yeah. But he's 21, so
yeah,
he shouldn't love them.
Yeah. You end up finding those empty plastic wrappers all around the house and in the backyard. And it's a nightmare.
We never had scissors to open them.
You've ripped, that's a rip it open with your teeth.
And then it won't come out evenly and all that. I don't know. It reminded me too much of a snow cone, and I'm not a snow cone person.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not like a popsicle on a stick. Now, that's a real deal. The popsicle on a stick. But those things are all watery, and, the ice you could suck the juice out of the ice, and then it would just be ice. That's what reminded me of a snow cone. Because I wouldn't hit a dog in the ass with a snow cone.
Yeah.
A snowball, yes.
Yeah. There was an article written. They said, where are all the slushies?
Yeah.
They talked about how the slushy industry has just gone down. And they're talking about like the actual go into a gas station and get, the cup filled with slushy. And they just say, people are just not as interested. There's other options that people are gravitating towards.
Yeah, energy drinks.
And maybe energy drinks is one of them.
Maybe they should make a frozen energy drink that comes out of a machine, like an icy, like a Red Bull frozen. But QT stores, they still have a wall of them.
They got a ton of stuff.
And you know what they're always out of whenever I decide that rare occasion that I want one?
It's like a peach or a banana.
The orange creamsicle.
Orange creamsicle. Yeah.
They're always out of that one. It's always got the light on it saying it's making new ones. So then I just throw a fit right there in the store and start yelling the F word, pounding my chest.
It's the one thing.
I don't ask for much.
I never ask for anything. That's what I did.
I'll just go to another store. Where's your other location?
Yeah. I do love a slushie.
And then, can you call over to the other location and see if they have them?
Yeah.
Icy is still the ultimate to me, the Icy brand.
Yeah.
The
Coke.
But they never have the orange creamsicle flavor, anything like that.
No.
It's always Coke and usually a cherry or blue raspberry or some bull crap like that.
Yeah. Those are the big three, I think. Oh, a Coke Icy, though?
That's good.
So good.
Yeah, that's good. All right, we got some very interesting stupid celebrity news, stupid celebrity stuff. One of them is about probably the most famous stalker of the last 10 years. I'll tell you about that coming up next.
TJ's Podcast.
We're here with Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. And Richard, not just mortgages, not just home sales. Now you're helping people with home improvements.
Yeah, that's right. So if you want a backyard that you've always dreamed of, or you need siding, windows, whatever you need, give us a call. Check it out.
You've got the money in your home. Richard just helps you find it. Finds the best way for you to do it. It's very simple. All you have to do is start by going to homewithrichard.com. It's homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
They say there are only two things certain in life: sweet deals at Sweet Dreams and taxes.
And only one of those is certain this month.
Which one?
The sweet deals at Sweet Dreams.
What about the taxes?
No sales tax the entire month of April at Sweet Dreams.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and pay no sales tax during the month of April. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Back to TJ's podcast.
One of the most popular Netflix shows of the calendar year so far, or as sports announcers say, thus far. You ever notice that? They always say thus far. Is Baby Reindeer on Netflix. It's a... I think, were they Irish?
They were
Scottish. I thought they were Irish, maybe. But either way, they're European, Irish, British, Scottish, something. It's a comedian who told a story about a stalker that he had and some of the stuff that he had go on and the crazy things that she did, kind of, and then the crazy things that he did because he was messed up in the head just as much as she was. And, I mean, it's just heavy. Yeah. Heavy. Well, did he say that all of these accounts were true, or did they say based on a true story?
Yeah, based on his lived experiences, I think was the line I kept hearing.
Yeah. So, the woman who played his stalker was excellent as an actress. I mean, she was just incredible. And her name was Martha on the show. Well, Martha in real life is a woman named Fiona Harvey. And the reason we know that is because when the show came out, Fiona Harvey came out and said, that's about me. And this is, bull crap. He's making me look bad and all that stuff. Nobody would have known that was her, right? If she hadn't come out and said, he's an ass.
Maybe it would have happened eventually because they did discover some, doing like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, they did find some characters that these real people that the characters were based on. So it's probably a matter of time.
Well,
that they would have found out.
She's now suing Netflix. Yeah. And then is the what's his name? Gad is his last name. Yeah. He's the one that starred in the show, and it was about his life and all that. Is he named in the lawsuit as well?
I don't believe so.
So she's suing Netflix for $170 million because of how they've made her look and lies that they've said about her, according to her her attorney. Brutal lies is what they call it.
Yeah.
Now, in the show, they talk about how she was once convicted of stalking, and then that she got convicted of stalking, after she had done all the stuff to him that she had done. Sorry, I should have given you a spoiler alert signal there. I apologize if you haven't seen it yet and you want to see it. But I mean, it's a true story, obviously. She says that, or her attorney says, she's never been convicted of stalking.
Yeah.
Or said that was a lie, that she had been convicted of stalking twice. And because says the lies that the lies that defendants told about Harvey to over 50 million people worldwide include that Harvey is a twice convicted stalker who was sentenced to 5 years in prison, and that Harvey sexually assaulted Gad. Defendant told these lies and never stopped because it was a better story than the truth, and better stories made money. So what is the truth?
Right. Well, I think that's what we need to find out. But
because I mean, you can just say she was that she's a twice convicted stalker.
Yeah.
So was she charged and not convicted? Was she convicted once? Was she? I mean, what is the real deal? Where did they lie?
Yeah.
And I thought that they did say enough to cover themselves legally that some of it had been changed for the story, and every true story that they put into a movie has changes in it, things that didn't really happen one way or the other. But the fact that he never used her name, gave her a completely different name.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't pay much attention to TV attorneys anymore.
Yeah.
You know, but one of them said that this is going to be very hard for her to prove, and that she's the attorney is surprised that there was a lawyer that would take it up.
Yeah.
And pursue the case.
The big thing is that you want to be left alone, yet you're doing all these interviews about that situation.
Because that was her deal. It's like, I'm living my life. I'm not bothering anybody. And then now I've been thrown out into the public. And was she was telling Piers Morgan?
I think
Is that the first show she came out and was on was Piers Morgan's show?
Yeah.
And that's what they say. Well, you say that you want to be left alone and you don't want all this publicity, but then you go and do an interview
and
like Meghan and Harry.
Yeah, I'm sure they enticed her with a check. They said, we'll pay you this much. You're not going to make anything from this Netflix show. You might as well make $1 selling your story. So maybe that's what happened. I'm not sure.
But it's interesting to keep up with now.
Absolutely.
And the reason she's asking for so much, $170 million, they do that a lot because the more that they ask for, the more serious it looks. But then again, that also leaves way, way, way more wiggle room for them to come out with a good payday if they negotiate. It said that $170 million that Harvey is seeking is broken down as at least $50 million for actual damages, $50 million in compensatory damages from, quote, mental anguish, loss of enjoyment of life, and loss of business.
Loss of business.
Yeah. So mental anguish is hard to prove, as well as loss of enjoyment is hard to prove. And at least $50 million, quote, for all profits from baby reindeer, end quote, and at least $20 million in punitive damages. Now, she may have a case that is worth, pondering for a judge as to whether or not that they will take it up, is the profits from the show. Right? But it's what someone did to a person that causes them to make millions and millions of dollars. Are they entitled to any of that money?
Right.
So it says Baby Reindeer is based on show creator Richard Gadd's play of the same name. In the show, Gadd, 35, wow, he looks a lot older than 35.
He does.
Portrays Donnie Dunn, a fictionalized version of himself who falls victim to a stalker named Martha and experiences sexual assault. I'm trying to think what all the sexual assault was, other than I think she pushed him up against the railing and started grabbing his thing.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
But it wasn't a huge part. What I'm saying is it was just one thing. It wasn't showing her constantly assaulting him or anything. She said, I'm the victim. He's written a bloody show about me. But I wonder if she had those complaints when his play, his one-man show on stage, was getting popular around Europe and all.
Yeah.
Or was it only when it went to Netflix and he really got paid?
Yeah. That's probably when I would want the money, too.
Yeah. I mean, you can't get blood from a turnip.
Exactly.
If they don't have it, you ain't going to get it.
Yeah, I don't think she'll make a lot of money, but maybe she'll get some more checks for sit-down interviews and things like that.
But, I mean, if she's anything like the character in the movie, then, woof, I would not want to be dealing with her.
Yeah.
On anything. I wouldn't even want to be her attorney.
Really?
Yeah.
You liked the show, right?
Yeah, I did. I did. But again, it could have been at least one. They could have wrapped it up in at least one less episode.
Yeah.
I thought, some of it started dragging as they're stretching it into another episode and stuff. But what do I know?
Right.
I can't even get more than 13 people to listen to a podcast. I don't know shit.
There's a Game of Thrones spinoff that begins its second season on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'm already like trying to find out how many episodes it's going to be. Rob, how many episodes is the new season of House of the Dragon? I don't know. You don't know?
Because if it's too many, you're not going to watch.
No, if it's too few,
Oh.
because that's what they started doing. They started knocking it back to 6 episodes per season and 2 years in between. I'll be devastated. It's so good.
Yeah, you like that mess, don't you?
I love it.
And another stupid celebrity thing. You like Billy Corgan
No,
from Smashing Pumpkins?
No.
I think he's a clown.
I don't know. I know this one Smashing Pumpkin song, but I always just looked at him as an oddball.
I mean, a weirdo.
Yeah, I don't know enough about him other than that he likes wrestling. He likes professional wrestling.
Well, he made the news yesterday because he said he doesn't feel obligated to play the hits in concert. Quote, I don't play any songs I don't want to play. It's not a bad thing that fans want to hear songs that they love, but you can't live in the past. Shut up.
No, I think when you're putting on a concert, it is a requirement that you entertain the crowd.
I mean, just taking yourself way too seriously. He's the king of that, I think.
Yeah.
He's just a weird outcast, basically, is what he is.
You can look
And
at
most of those celebrities are like that.
just brooding. That's when
Yeah.
when I look at him, I go, that guy, there's a guy that's always brooding about something, stewing.
Does he still shave his head?
I'm assuming.
Because he was doing that when he was really young. Like razor all the way down.
Which just sort of adds to the visual of if he had hair, I don't know that he'd be that impactful.
You can't live in the past, so I'm not playing the biggest hits that people want to hear.
Well, no one's living in the past, but we're talking about concerts. I mean, they're two.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with the other thing? You're putting on a show. It is a show.
Does he still sell a lot of albums and stuff?
I wouldn't have any idea.
I mean, because that's the true test of whether or not you should be playing your old stuff, is that how many people are buying your new shit.
Yeah. Quite honestly, I didn't even know they were still around, Smashing Pumpkins.
It's just so, it's typical. And more so with musicians, thinking that they're so profound and all this.
The artists.
Is he on dope, you think?
I don't know. That's tough to say.
You never know.
Yeah.
Because it used to be that every musician you just assumed was on dope, and they were.
Yeah, right.
But then, some of the weird ones come along and they're just weird without being affected by dope in any way.
They're just sort of oddballs.
Yeah. Oof.
It's what
Creepy. He's
what
creepy.
What I think whenever I see Maggie Gyllenhaal. I go,
Oh,
what are
yeah.
you on? Are you on something, or is that just your personality? She seems like a perfectly nice person, but there's something about her that's just sort of like almost in a daze. It's like, I don't know. Wake up. Your brother didn't like that.
Yeah, but weren't they raised in some sort of hippie culture or something?
I don't know.
I thought they were. I may not have been, but they're both weird. But he's not as weird as she is.
Oh, she's the odd bird.
And again, Jake Gyllenhaal is not
Jared.
Leto.
Yeah. TJ gets those confused constantly.
All right, so we'll do the Gram Slam, going all over the internet with interesting things coming up next.
More of TJ's podcast is coming up.
So our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies, is here, and he has helped us so many times through the years. And when it comes to mortgages, he's going to get you the best deal.
That's right. We are the best deal. And if you're under contract to buy a house, you should check us out. I mean, you're not going to. They never do. but we're the best deal.
But feel free, you should, and because we've used him for years for a variety of different things. Whatever you're needing, go to homewithrichard.com to get the process started, and they can take care of you from there. Homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Welcome back, world, to TJ's podcast.
I got to get home and get packed to hit the road. I didn't even have time to do it yesterday. I forgot when I was talking about all the business stuff I did. I went and had a meeting in physical person with a sponsor yesterday, Riggins.
Did you really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Crazy. I don't do that.
Did you put on a power suit?
Yeah.
Or a power ties? With
Yeah. I was all dolled up.
Sure.
You clean up good.
Yeah.
So my wife and I are going to New Bern, North Carolina today. Because tomorrow we're doing small town adventures from there with my little friend Jenny and handsome husband Michael.
Yeah. Which,
by the way, Riggins, is that the first time that either one of them has been featured in your weekend review song on the regular old morning radio show?
I thought about that as I was writing the joke yesterday. I went, I hope she thinks she likes that, because I don't know.
Yeah.
She'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think so. But listen, if you're going to give them names, they're part of the show now in a sort of a, satellite way. They're in our orbit.
Right.
They're known to the audience. So I thought that's fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. It was funny too. She'll think it's funny. I was just saying that
it is
now. She's famous now. She made it in the weekend review song.
Yeah.
On the Ace and TJ show.
You've been featuring them on a product that we offer, so I think they're poised to become stars.
Yeah, she might make something of herself now.
Maybe.
She's 42 years old. Something good finally happened to her.
Yeah, she's fun. I like seeing what they're doing on the Small Town Adventures as well.
So yeah, it's going to be a big one, sponsored by Bojangles.
Yeah,
that's great, awesome. I had no idea there were laser hair removal machines that you do at home, because I don't watch the TikTok other than when a TikTok is good enough for people to send it to me.
Yeah.
Which is the case with this one. Is that a thing now, Riggins? Everybody's doing these at-home laser treatments?
They sell a ton of them. Or at least that's the impression I get, because you get ads for them all the time, even though I'm not looking up laser hair removal. It seems like a lot of influencers promote them on their pages, and there's a bunch of different ones.
So one of those where the influencer will promote it, and then whenever people go and buy it and use their code, they get a kickback from it.
That's one way.
Yeah. But it just doesn't seem like that would be so easy.
No.
No. So this is what do they call it? Esthetician, I think.
Yeah.
And she's really young. She looks young.
Yeah.
And she's saying that you need to be careful. Yeah.
This is what can happen to your legs or any other body part if you decide to buy an at-home laser hair removal machine.
And she's showing people's skin being burned by this laser.
It's crazy looking.
I see them all over TikTok, all over Instagram. Everyone's saying how great they are and how they don't have hair anymore, but they don't understand like the wavelengths and the actual settings and the science and everything behind the actual laser itself. You can end up with third-degree burns just like this that don't go away on their own, and you have to do chemical peels, microneedling, and a ton of other extensive aesthetic stuff just to get rid of some of the scarring. My advice would be go to a licensed professional who knows what they're talking about and understands the laser and the settings and the wavelength and everything like that.
Okay, again, going back to this theme, do we need an expert to be telling us that? But obviously we do.
Obviously we
because,
do.
People are using these things.
Yeah. At-home medical treatments, that should sort of send up a red flag, sort of like, no, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, to me, this is no different than if it started going around TikTok of how to fill your own cavities.
Right.
Or how to pull teeth.
Yeah.
we always talk about at-home dentistry being such a shocking thing when people are doing it. But this is, to me, it's on the same level with this.
Yeah. It's got the word laser in it.
And it's doing something that is supposed to be permanent to you. So you would think that you would need somebody with a little bit of training. I mean, if you wouldn't go out and start trying to change the alternator on your car, then why would you go get a laser and start putting it on your skin?
On your face. But in the injuries she's showing on people, if they are true, and I'm assuming they are devastating. I mean, big, thick burn marks on people's faces and on their legs. Really bad.
I wonder what's worse, though, if it hurts more to get a fire burn or a laser burn.
I don't know.
Not completely engulfed, but if you accidentally put your hand in the fire while you're trying to build a fire, or it kicks back on you and burns your hand, if that's worse than a laser burn.
Yeah.
Or not.
I don't know.
Let's test it.
You got a laser on you?
Yeah. I got one out there in the truck.
I got exactly. I mean, when you talk about lasers, like, is that really something you want to be messing around with? I wouldn't.
No, I mean, it was bad enough when they started those waxing kits to use at home and stuff.
That's another one.
Yeah. And I mean, that's not going to do that much damage to you if you don't do it right. But a laser?
A freaking laser.
But how young does she sound? She sounds like she's 13.
Yeah, and she's like maybe 15.
Yeah. So my advice would be, okay, you know what? I'm not an esthetician, but my advice would be the same thing. Don't get a laser and try to use it on your skin.
Yeah.
Go to somebody who knows what they're doing.
Now, you and I have watched plenty of at-home cyst removals and things like that. And there's always a point where you like kind of hold your breath. You're like, oh God, they're pulling out a rusty, pair of scissors
and their fingernails have dirt under them.
Dirt on them. They're not wearing gloves. They're at like the kitchen table, and you're like, no, see, this doesn't seem like the right thing to do.
Yeah. I remember that one that was one of the very first videos going around when they were showing that, when that became popular. The guy's standing out in the yard, and he's got that big thing on his side, and that woman's squeezing it with both hands like she's milking him.
It looked like an udder.
And it's just going like a fountain everywhere. And that dude's not even flinching either.
No.
Ugh.
That was so gross. Backyard medical treatments.
Well, that's where, a lot of the dentistry would come into play, the backyard dentistry.
If you're sitting in a folding chair having a medical treatment, probably not a lawn chair.
Yeah. Or if you leaned up on the clothesline pole.
Yeah. You shouldn't be able to see a clothesline when you're getting a treatment done.
Or barefooted kids.
Yeah. It's so true.
Yeah, no medical procedures where you can see a barefooted kid.
That's very true. Take that with you for the rest of your life.
And that's pretty easy to do. It's not a hard feat to not get medical treatments where there are barefooted kids running around.
I'd like to think my mom, let's say this is my mom and my dad, and she's about to exercise a cyst out of my dad's back, she'd be like, kids, go in the house for a second. Like, I don't want you to be exposed to this very graphic medical procedure.
Yeah, even if she were going to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody, just give us
kids,
some time.
Yeah, give it, kids, you go inside for a little bit.
I'll call you if I need your help.
Exactly. I want you to be scarred as I remove this foreign object from your dad's back.
Yeah. Hey, y'all come out here and help me milk Uncle Ray's cyst.
So gross.
Randy, come help me. Uncle Ray's got to get this cyst off his side.
And on top of that, they are barefoot and they're running around and that stuff is squirting all over the grass. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, if you've never seen that video, I'm sure you could just Google whatever we've been talking about,
Backyard
some keyword.
Back cyst.
Ugh.
That was vile.
She had on I think I remember her wearing those big Playtex living gloves like they wash dishes with and stuff. Ugh. All right.
Oof.
So, big fun weekend. Hope you have a big fun weekend. And unless you're listening to this at when it's not heading into the weekend, then I hope your next weekend then is, like if you're listening Monday, hope this coming weekend is good for you.
Yeah, follow the show at the Ace TJ Show and keep up with Small Town Adventures this weekend.
Yeah. And I was going to say tell your friends, but obviously people who listen to this podcast don't have any friends.
Why would you say that?
Well, because I've been saying from the beginning, get your friends to listen and follow and all of that, and then they don't. So that just tells me that they're a bunch of loners, the people that listen to this show. That's all right. I appreciate your support. And we'll talk to you Monday. Love you. Bye.
Serving the world. It's TJ's podcast.